Make your first 100 videos no matter what.
Yep, facts.
And learn from every single video that you post. I started 2 years ago and my videos were horrible. I was recording in my car, no microphone, like horrible lighting,
Yes.
with the windows down so you could hear all the wind, like horrible.
Trash.
Every video that you make and that you post, see what you can do better.
Facts.
But you gotta start. Everyone is always telling themselves, oh, I wish I had that camera. I wish I had that equipment. I wish I knew. I wish I went to school. All you gotta do is start. Stop saying I wish, start saying I will.
I love that.
Get it done and start creating. You think you're gonna suck today, in a month time, you're gonna be 10 times better. Because you posted 30 videos and every video that you posted, you learned one thing that you could have done differently. Now you're 30 times better.
Facts. And honestly, you should make sure that is the mic pointing up.
Oh, you want it? Yeah,
make
it's
sure it's
pointing
not-
up. I just put it inside the shirt.
Cause I know last time I had it like sticking to the. That's some shit that Jazz was talking about the other day. We was like, what's a mistake that you made on set of doing some shit for a client, and you was like, oh fuck, I'd never do that shit again.
The mic. Yeah, no, we had someone actually in Spartan that had that problem too. The dude, before I joined the team, the dude basically forgot to plug the mic into the right port.
That'd be the worst.
Instead of plugging it into the port where you record the audio, he
my
plugged
God.
it into the headphones.
Oh my God.
So the entire convention recorded absolutely zero audio. All of the reels, everyone talking, and the guy was like walking around interviewing people, not a single clip.
I bet you ain't never do that shit again.
Never. No.
I've done that a couple of times too, where I've, especially when I, like in my early days, where I started doing more like videography stuff. Like I remember plugging stuff into the wrong spots all the time, like the HDMI, the audio, like the headphones. Like I've even plugged the audio auxiliary cable into the wrong port and recorded audio, and it was like, it recorded, but it was shitty audio. It was like, it sounded like it came from a camera or some shit like that.
It took me a lot of tries too. This whole trick of the whole like putting it inside the shirt, because I don't like how bulky they are and seeing it outside. I learned that from seeing someone else do it. I was like, damn, how did I not think of that? Like the magnet is there.
You know what I have trouble with? I don't know what it is, but I have like super bad luck with lav mics. Like, I don't know, like I got a couple of sets. I've even tried it with doing like on set with another person or something like that. And for some reason, like the lav mics just never seem to work for me. I don't know what it is.
I have the complete opposite problem. Lav mics, I have no issue with.
Yeah.
Boom or shotgun mics are the ones that I can never get to work.
Really?
Never.
I need to learn how to
I
work
stay
those.
away from those at all times.
Yeah.
Unless I'm walking around following someone and I don't have a lav and I gotta use it.
Yeah.
Fine, but I try to stick because I can never get them to work right. Yeah. I always pick everything up, no matter how, like if I put it directional or anything, it catches everything that I don't want except for the person talking. Right. So I stay away from those.
This is the type of talks that we have when you're just in that type of field and people you can relate to it. And it's super duper important because we met, when did we meet?
Matt, I need your help growing my social media audience.
All right, guys, if you need help growing your social media audience, make sure you text 602-390-7002. Once again, it's 602-390-7002.
Literally a year ago.
It was a year ago? Was it in
because
January,
February 6th, which was yesterday, was when Alex and I were coming to Arizona to spend a few days with Andy.
Wow.
So it's literally been a whole year since I came.
Shout out to Noah and Bash for a year. Like
a whole year, man.
That's crazy. So where can they find you at on social media wise?
My social media is bash_the camera guy. That's where I've been posting.
Instagram, baby.
Instagram, that's where it's at.
Yep.
That's where I've been posting all of my recent content, everything that I've been doing, all my travels and all. I started very late, but better late than never. Yeah. I used to never think about having my own, and which sounds weird being in the business and being like the camera guy for a bunch of people and all of these guys that want to put their social and their life out there. I never once thought of me being the one in front of the camera. I was always behind it. And then I met you and I saw everything that you were doing for Andy and for everyone else. And then I met this other guy, super talented kid, Austin Looper. Met him through Alex, and I saw what this guy was creating and how long he's been doing. I was like, I gotta start posting my own stuff, man. This is my personal brand. How am I gonna get clients to come to me and ask me for my services or see what I can do if I don't show them my own brand?
Facts.
I can only show my clients. You know?
And that's super duper important too. Now, before we get into like how you got into it, let the people know like why it's important to showcase your talents, and especially if you want to run your own business, like why it's important to do that.
Your personal brand is everything.
Yep.
It's you. It's what people see whenever they go and look you up. You can always look up all of the clients that I work for, and everyone is going to be something different. You know, I got one guy that likes to show the lifestyle. I got another one that likes to show the value that he provides to people. I got another one that likes to show his day-to-day. Everyone is different, and the skills that it takes to show that can be mimicked. But you, the person who you are, your brand, your vision, how you conduct yourself and how you portray yourself, that's something that no one can copy.
Facts.
And even if someone attempts to, at the end of the day, that's the biggest form of flattery, right? But you gotta showcase your personal brand because it's what will attract people.
Facts.
And what people want to see.
Facts, absolutely.
Authenticity.
So how did you get started like in this field? Like,
oh man, this is a whole story. It all goes back to my wife. I always from the beginning wanted to be a video editor. Back when I was in Cuba, I was born and raised there, and I didn't really have much to do. I started watching anime at a very young age, and I started editing AMVs, animated music videos, and I would just cut clips of certain fights and put music behind it and try to like make it fit the pace of the song and all that. And then from there, I kind of started liking doing video editing. So I was like, oh, one day my dream was I want to edit a movie because I want to see the whole world, like the world to see my stuff. And then I started buying all the equipment, and I just kind of had it all like in a room in a closet. And I went to university and I started studying video production and all that.
What
but I never really
university
did
did you
anything.
go to?
University of Florida.
Okay.
And my major there was kind of generalized. I didn't really focus on one thing. I learned a little bit of 3D. I learned a little bit of 2D animation, a little bit of graphic design, like a little bit of everything. The major itself was called Digital Arts and Sciences. So they taught us everything about digital arts. And my biggest thing was always production.
What year was that?
That was 2015 to 2018.
Sheesh, man.
That's when I went to UF.
I started my freshman year at Art Institute of Cincinnati was 2009.
Dang.
You just aged me.
Wait, how old are you?
33.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
We're 4 years apart?
Yeah.
I thought we were the same age.
Hey, listen.
Hey, you're keeping it up, bro.
But no, go ahead.
You're good. But after basically my last semester in school, I got an internship at Universal Orlando as a video editor. So I went over there and I worked with them for about 5-6 months. And then as soon as my internship ended, or the internship ended as soon as I graduated, which was in March, but they were doing a huge launch between like international agencies that they had. Like they had one in Brazil, they had one in England, and then the one here. And I was the only editor that spoke Spanish.
Wow.
So they basically extended my contract for like an extra 2 months just so that I could work a little bit more. And at the same time, my boss was trying to help me out because I had just had my first son.
Wow.
Like I graduated and a week later, my wife went into labor. So it was wild. Everything just back to back. So he did me a solid by finding me that extra 2 months to basically stay there and make a little bit more money.
Nice.
And then unfortunately for me, everything after that went downhill.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get a job anywhere, so I became an Uber driver. And for like 6 months, I was driving Uber to people, try to just support my family.
Yes, absolutely.
And then from there, I started working at an Amazon warehouse. Midnight shift from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yep.
for 12-hour days.
Yep.
And then from there,
Been there.
The struggle. And then from
Yes.
there, I started working at Publix as a stock boy.
Yep.
Frozen aisle, negative 20 degrees from like 2 in the morning until noon.
Wow.
And that was like months. And during that entire time, my wife was kind of pushing me a little bit more to do extra stuff. So I started going on lead generating websites like Upwork, Thumbtack, trying to get a few clients here and there for video editing. But I still had all the equipment.
What year was this?
This was all like 2018, 2019, 2020.
Yeah, a couple years later.
Couple years later. And then we had my wife got pregnant again in 2022. And as soon as we had our second son, during that month, because I took 30 days off paternal leave from Publix, my wife was like, what are you doing? You know, you got all this equipment, you got all this extra stuff that you're doing. Why don't you just go into business? And I decided to take the leap. And I reached out to all of the editing clients that I had at the time. And I was like, hey, look, I'm going into business full time, both in editing and camera work. So whatever you need, let me know. And actually they came through.
Nice.
You know, I spent those 30 days of paternal leave kind of setting everything up and making sure that the system was in place. And as soon as I came back to Publix, the day I came back, I was like, I'm done. This is my final week. Like, I'm gonna give you guys the courtesy of finding someone because you guys took me, like, they never fired me through that entire COVID phase. So I actually had a job through all that entire time. While everyone was struggling, at least I was putting money on my bank account.
Yep.
So
see how important it is to have a supportive partner. Like, that is super duper important, especially having somebody to push you to. Like, most of the time, the people that I deal with, the people that I know, don't really have a supportive partner because they see me and Jazz's relationship and they be like, oh man, I wish I could have something like that. But that's not something that you just come by. Like, having a supportive partner to be able to push you to do things that's outside of your comfort zone is like, that's like, it's priceless.
It's what takes you to the next step.
Man, it really is.
Yeah, because I if it was for me, I never would have done it.
Yeah.
The only reason I did it was because she gave me that little push of like, how about you start your own business? Because even though I already had done it, I had the business, I had the clients, I was doing it more as a hobby than as an actual business. Like I had the people and I was working my 40 hours at Publix and I would go home and then I had like 15 videos to edit for these guys. I had a trucking company in Texas.
You was cranking.
I had a trucking company in Texas that like every week they were changing regulations. So they were recording new training videos and sending them to me for me to post them.
Nice.
And then I was doing like birthday parties and graduations and sorority.
Everything we can get our hands on.
Everything that I could do, I was doing at the time. Anything but weddings. Nobody.
I was a wedding fiend. I used to do weddings all the time. I still, like, to this day, if I got a wedding, it would have to be the right situation, but because I didn't do photos. I never did photos.
Doing weddings.
Why do you hate doing weddings?
I had two wedding experiences that I did, and I will never do a wedding again. They were bad experiences? My first wedding that I ever did, it was supposed to be simple, small little thing from like 10 a.m. until 1.
Was you doing photos or video?
I was doing video.
Yeah.
My primary thing is video, but I do photos too.
Yeah.
But I got hired for this specific wedding to do video. 10 to 1, just 3 hours, simple thing. Was supposed to be a small ceremony because at like 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, the couple had to get on a cruise to go to the honeymoon. This was in Orlando and the cruise was in Tampa. So they had to drive like 2 hours. So the wedding was like spot on. End at 1, go get on your cruise because you only have a certain amount of time. They didn't account for a parade in town that weekend, the day of the wedding. The parade started at 9. The bride was getting ready on this side of town. The parade was blocking the entire street. The wedding venue was on this side of town. There was absolutely no way to go around the parade. And the parade ended at 12:30.
Sheesh.
2.5 hours of the 3-hour wedding was the bride stuck on the opposite side of town.
Wow.
And by the time that she got there, for some reason, the family of the groom just hated her.
Oh, wow.
Like they made her cry for being late to the wedding as if it was her fault. So then the entire wedding was rushed in like a 30-minute thing. Like the father-daughter dance was 15 seconds and then they cut off their music.
Just the whole experience.
Just everything just was crazy. And nothing on me necessarily, but it was just wild.
Yeah.
Then the second wedding that I'm doing, this was way more structured, but there was a complete miscommunication between the bride, the mother of the bride, and the wedding coordinator.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted me to do something different. So we're getting ready for the wedding to start. It was a 2-story house, and the bride wanted a shot of her coming downstairs because she was upstairs getting ready and all that. Perfect. The mom wanted me to get a shot of the pastor and her talking to the pastor. The wedding coordinator wanted me to get a shot of the bridal party.
You working one camera or 2 cameras?
I was working one camera at the time.
Oh man,
Yeah.
never do a wedding with one camera.
That was one of the things that I learned the hard way too. Like I had no assistant, I had no second, nothing. It was just by myself.
That's crazy.
And I learned the hard way. And so I'm waiting for the bride because she's about to come down. The wedding coordinator comes and grabs me and she takes me so I can get a shot of the bridal party all lined up. And then the mom of the bride grabs me and she takes me to talk to the pastor because the pastor had to tell me something. And then when I come running back, the bride is already downstairs. So she had to walk back up with her dress
So you can
to
get the
come
shot.
back down just so I could get a shot.
Yeah.
And then the mom wanted me to give her all of the footage on a CD. This was like 2 years ago.
What?
And the mom wanted everything on a CD.
On
And I'm
a
like,
CD?
I can send you a Dropbox link for you to download it. She sent me a box of CDs for me to burn everything into it. So at that time, I had to buy a CD burner from Amazon. So, yeah, I know. It was wild. I'm never doing weddings. Don't ever contact me for one.
That's crazy that you've had such a bad experience, man. Wow. Ugh.
I don't know if you've ever done weddings, but
Yeah.
I would never.
I did weddings for like 3 years. I don't think I really had any. I wouldn't call it a bad experience. It's just the simple fact that I had all my paperwork. Like every time I did a wedding, like I made sure, like, hey, these are the terms of the agreement. Like, boom, boom, boom. This is who I communicate with. So I never really had any confusion on that part. Like I did have a client. She tried to come back and say something about the selection process for the video footage or the photos, and I was like, nope, it's in the contract. So as long as you got that kind of squared away, they kind of be like, they try to fight it, but it's like it is.
I had no problem with that. Like my contract was solid. Like if the wedding is longer than this amount of time, I gotta be fed at the same time as you. That way, like I can continue
The
catching
CD
content.
burner is crazy though.
Yeah, I know.
Like, did she just try to add that in there? Like, no, we didn't agree to this. We're not doing this.
Like I come first. So if there's any family member that has a phone out, I will tell them to put it away, and it's your job to let them know that this is happening. Like I'm not gonna argue with anybody.
Yeah.
I come first. You're paying me to shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let anyone with a phone get in front of me and ruin the shot.
So
like
since
all of that, I had it, but
that's a bad experience. What's the best experience you've had running your business?
corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate, because I basically started from like doing birthday parties and family gatherings, and
Same here. Yep.
and then I went a little bit more into like the corporate and conventions, and then I went into what I'm doing now, which is the personal luxury brand lifestyle type of thing.
What about corporate?
Corporate, it's just easy to do because everything's structured. Like they have their set time, they have everything specifically what they're doing, how they're doing it, and when, and everything just flows.
Yeah.
Like birthday parties, you get that one family member that just causes a mess, or someone's late and doesn't arrive, and you gotta wait until the one person arrives.
Yeah.
And corporate is like, if you're not there, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a convention, the convention has a set schedule.
Yeah.
You know, if the client doesn't show up, that's on the client, but I'm still gonna get paid whether you show up or not.
In and out, boom, 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 boom.
Corporate has always been the easiest thing.
Yeah. What do you see yourself doing? Like, what's the next step in your business?
Well, right now, as I was telling you before, we started the pod. My wife and I, we partnered up with another couple, and we are basically going to launch a consulting business. We're going to start branching out and do like business development to anyone that needs it, and where the other couple is going to handle all of the business development side, creating.
Yeah, I need your help growing my social media audience.
All right, guys, if you need help growing your social media audience, make sure you text 602-390-7002. Once again, it's 602-390-7002.
Like the structure for the business or any event planning.
So you guys bring on the clients and then do the structure.
Yeah, and we're gonna do all of it that has to do with content. My wife is kind of like my second shooter. She doesn't do much video, but she is great behind the camera. She started her entire life being in the creative side because she was a painter.
Nice.
And she loves doing
She
photography.
just naturally gonna be creative.
Yeah, so she is incredibly creative. So I have her more supporting behind the scenes on a creative director type of role. While I'm out in the front, like with the camera, shooting the content, all that, she's the one that checks me. Like, hey, you should probably do this because this would look better, or you should try doing that. And she finds the ideas. Like she spends half a day on Pinterest just trying to find ideas and ways and to
That's
do.
super duper important, man, to have somebody to be like, man, it's just underrated to have that.
Yeah, and with everything that she has going on too, because she has her own business on the side that she's trying to run, and her family also has a printing business that she's also trying to take over. So, like, while she's helping me with this on all that I'm doing, she also has two businesses that she's running.
So you guys are busy.
Yeah,
Super busy. I love that. That's a blessing too, man.
being a parent of two kids. Running around like right now, this weekend that we're here in Arizona because we're shooting content for a client that we're trying to get. You know, we're kind of in the trial stages of it. But it's a client that we've never worked with before, so they want to see what we're capable of. So we're in Arizona because weights management is here, and then this weekend is also Super Bowl weekend. So what other place had to be than Arizona?
Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody's gonna be. Did you see the video of the guy drunk walking up to the entrance to Waste Management?
No.
It's like every year I always see, like last year I seen some crazy shit from Waste Management, and then this year it's like every year they take it up a level. They be acting crazy on them golf courses, man.
I don't doubt it.
They get wild out there, man. How long you gonna be in town for?
We're gonna be here until Monday probably.
Yeah.
We're just over the next 3 days. We're just gonna be going around town.
I'm about to say, what are you doing Sunday?
I don't know yet. That's what we're figuring out after.
Bro, come. We gonna be at the golf course on Sunday.
I'll see. After this pod is where we're meeting with the client and we're kind of gonna try to get some sort of a schedule going.
Yeah.
And
Let
that's
me
when
know.
we're planning out what we're gonna do. We're gonna visit a couple places. We're gonna do some events. So that we can try to capture some content with people and all that. And then just kind of get something put together to show to the client, like, this is what we can do for you.
Hell yeah.
And then try to get more business that way.
Shit, while you're here, whatever you need, let me know, man. You know, I'm a little far away. But
That's why I told you I can't miss a chance for a pod with you, man.
Hell yeah. But again, let the people know where they can reach you at.
On _the camera guy on Instagram. That's where
yeah.
I post all my stuff. That's where I'm going to keep showing all of what I'm doing, what I'm up to, and all of the stuff that's coming, because we got a lot.
Any advice for young entrepreneurs, especially in our field?
Start already. It doesn't matter. I heard this advice from Mr. Beast, and I thought, you are wild for saying that, and now I completely understand. Make your first 100 videos no matter what.
Yep, facts.
And learn from every single video that you post. I learned this too when I started my own not content creation, being a content creator as an anime guy on TikTok. I started 2 years ago, and my videos were horrible. I was recording in my car, no microphone, like horrible lighting, with the windows down so you could hear all the wind, like
straight
horrible.
trash, yeah.
And I started making content just for the hell of it. You know, I felt like talking about anime because I had no friends that were into anime. So I just said, I'm gonna start making it on TikTok. Maybe I'll create a small little group of people that I can talk to. And then one video blew up and I got like 10K views. And I'm like,
That's all it takes.
What the hell?
Yep.
And then I kept watching and I saw someone else and they had a microphone. I'm like, dude, I got microphones. I use microphones to record people every day. How am I not gonna put that into my own stuff?
Lesson learned.
So then I used the microphone and then I got a better phone so I could have a better camera. So learn from every video that you make. Every video that you make and that you post, see what you can do better.
Facts.
But you gotta start. Everyone is always telling themselves, oh, I wish I had that camera. I wish I had that equipment. I wish I knew. I wish I went to school. All you got to do is start. Stop saying I wish, start saying I will.
I love that.
Get it done and start creating. You think you're going to suck today, in a month time, you're going to be 10 times better. Because you posted 30 videos, and every video that you posted, you learned one thing that you could have done differently. Now you're 30 times better.
Facts.
And then 30 more, and then 30 more. And after your first 100 videos, look back at the first one that you posted and tell me if you got better or not.
Man, dropping gems. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have an amazing day. Peace. Fire.